Alright, so today we're having a serious discussion about My Hero Ultra Impact, and the question that we are answering today is, how long will the game last? It's a question that people ask when the game has started to become boring, or there's just a major flaw in the game's design. So we're going to have a talk about the business side of things, some future predictions about the game and everything like that. I'm going to try and be non-biased about this. Obviously, if you spend money on the game, you kind of want to be biased, but I'll try my best not to. And I think this concerns everybody that plays the game, that has put hours into the game, that has put money into the game, because the game dies, all the money that you put into it was pretty much for nothing. You'd have nothing to show for it at the end of the day. So obviously, we want to know, like, how long will the game last, and is my money going to be worth it at the end of the day? So let's start off by looking at the revenue that they earned last month. I am recording this April 2nd, so the data might not be accurate, and I'm just basing this off Sensor Tower, which is a website that has a lot of this information. So this was updated 4 days ago, so I'd assume, and when it says revenue last month, downloads last month, I'd assume it's the last 30 days. It doesn't really tell you what it's based on, so I'm going to assume it's the last 30 days. I could be wrong, and maybe in the future we can see like the, numbers change, but we're going to be basing it off these figures right here. So from 4 days ago, which is, I think, March 30th. Yeah, March 30th. I'd say, yeah, that makes sense. We have gotten 500,000 downloads in the last month with a $600,000 revenue for March. This should be corresponded to the World Heroes missions release, people trying to summon before the banner's disappearance, and that's just FOMO at its work. Pretty much equivalent to like $1 per download, which is, pretty good. It's pretty good. Now, obviously, compared to games that have, lasted years, such as Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle or Legends, the revenue difference is quite significantly different. 4 million, 5 million. Is that the IP's fault? Is it that the game's fault? Who knows? Remember, the game's not even a year old, and they're still upgrading, quality of life stuff. Like recently, we just got a little shard increase on the lottery events and the orbs and stuff like that. So as long as they keep getting these quality of life stuff, we should expect more downloads, because that will bring older players back, which counts as a download, I assume, and bring in newer players as, the game is interesting again. Now, this does not count the JP version, so the JP version is down here, which is 200,000 revenue with 10,000 downloads. Now, because it's just one country, it's actually pretty impressive for the downloads. I think they've considered, like, I guess it's a newer game, but JP has been lasted for like almost a year now, so I assume like the downloads should have been dropping off, but 10,000 is not bad. Dokkan's getting 20,000 per month, Legends getting 10,000, so it's keeping up with the big games. Obviously the revenue's a lot different. Dokkan's just on another level for Bandai, and then it's lower than One Piece Treasure Cruise and Legends on this case. Slime is pretty popular on the JP side as well. But yeah, that is the last month there. And I feel like you should combine them as, a conjoined thing. I don't know if that makes sense, but because they're the same APK, the same version, I feel like it should be, it should count as one entity. So if we count them together, that's 510,000 downloads with an 800,000 revenue in total for the last month. And my understanding would be like they wouldn't close one and continue the other, right? It's pretty much just based on, as long as JP is doing well, Global will continue to do, live, I guess. I haven't ever heard of like a Bandai game shutting down its global version and then keeping the JP version alive. I feel like because they're the same thing, they just go together. They either shut down both, or if they shut down one, that makes no sense. So yeah, that is the last month's revenues and downloads. For the downloads, it's pretty impressive. For the revenue, not so great. And you can see it on the US store. They have pretty much kept the top 50, and I think that's pretty impressive as the top 3 game role-playing. There's so many English games that it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's just that not enough people are converting into cash, which is something that they need to improve on. I think a nice little update is more limited cards, because I feel like they should learn from this that FOMO is going to get them the most amount of money. If they tell people it's limited, it's going to be, you know, more people are going to summon for the time it releases, obviously. Like, for me, Sun Eater is a cool card, but I know that I could pull him in the future because I know he's going to be in a general unit in the future. So there's no point in me spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars to get him, and then, you know, one day down the line, I pull a dupe for him for some hero medals. I just don't want that to happen. So that's the reason why, you know, you need limited units to keep up the revenue. And I think the downloads is really good because, one, it's a new game, but also they always keep quality of life stuff that always enhances the free-to-play gameplay. Because they add, you know, shards in the lottery event, the orbs, all of that is free-to-play. And I feel like they've got down almost the free-to-play stuff other than the rates and the, I guess, pity system. And that will also, if they can change that quality of life thing, I don't know if it will actually introduce more revenue, but it will definitely introduce even more downloads, to say the very least. And I feel like more downloads is going to be the end goal, because that way you have more voices, and then that way more people will play, and then more people will spend money. You have those whales, and then those friends will be like competing with each other. It's more like a competition with friends, and that will probably end up with more revenue. I hope they can see that, because that makes sense. I hope. Anyway, that's the sensor tower stuff. Now let's look into the future, right? What are the hype stuff coming out? All right, we have until 46 days, May 19th, until the anniversary. That's obviously going to be a big jump in just downloads and revenue, obviously, if they do it right. Okay, that's only if they do it right. Has to be a limited unit, okay? Has to be a very good celebration for the downloads. A lot of free stuff. The half-year anniversary was very good. They gave out over like 50 free summons for the JP players, which was great. Now, to conclude it, they need like maybe a new event, something different, right? I think people are getting sick, even global people are getting sick of the two events cycling. Just something different to spice things up. A new raid event or something. You can do raid events. It's pretty easy. You just like have a boss, and you know, you do your own pace, and the boss loses a certain amount of HP, and then everybody collectively does amount of damage, and then once you beat it, you get rewards or something like that. I mean, that's a great idea to add. I don't know why they don't execute on that. There's so many big bosses in the game now, in the series, that you can easily do it. And I guess people are sick of doing PvP every single day. I don't know. I guess PvP is quite a nuisance, and that's only for like a certain amount of people. But I think new modes on the 1 year anniversary would be, a new mode would be great for the 1 year anniversary to spice things up. Now, one big issue is that what are they going to do for the 1 year anniversary? What hype card could they release that would get a lot of people's attention? And you only have the materials from the movie and the up until season 5. Ultra Impact has never touched manga content, ever. They only have done anime content and movie content. So what they haven't done thus far, which I consider hype, is 100% Deku with Eri or something. We have movie 2, Bakugo and Deku, whether they have it together or separately. And they also have, I guess, movie 3, 100% Deku, and they have Black Whip Deku. I feel like a Deku should be the answer to this. They haven't released a Deku in quite some time. Actually, they have. They released Green Deku, but he's meh. We don't forget it. We forget about him. All right, so those are, I feel like, the only 4 that's going to be something worthy of the 1 year anniversary. Okay, and that is on May 19th. Now, we won't be getting new anime content, new characters until October, which is when the 6th season of My Hero Academia airs. That's when they will do, 6th season stuff. They when 5th season was airing, JP released, simultaneously new URs with that. I remember the Shigaraki was released like an episode or two after the actual Shigaraki was things, and they had Redestro's event and everything like that. So we won't be expecting new stuff until the 6th season starts airing in October. And if they continue down the route of every 2 weeks, or every third week, I guess, a new character, how much can they really do to keep up, $600,000 per month, really? So let's revisit the My Hero series up until Season 5. There might be spoilers if you haven't watched it, but why are you playing My Hero Ultra Impact if you haven't watched it already? I feel like they have done pretty much everything to do with Season 1. Season 1 is all of the training arc stuff, so I feel like there's nothing to be added in the future for Season 1. Season 2, though, is a little bit different. Season 2, we have the introduction, I believe, of Stain. So they haven't done a US Stain yet. And then we've pretty much had all of the tournament arc here pretty much done. There's no significant thing. We already have Shinso. You can have another Deku from this arc. I don't even know if Deku from this arc even is in the game, technically. And then a school uniform kind of Bakugo, Deku, and Todoroki. I don't know, that just doesn't make sense to me. Also, Season 1 did have some pro heroes, such as Mount Lady and stuff like that. That is an option. I just don't think it's crazy high, but it is still an option, and it would increase the character list, which would be great. Just increasing the character list is awesome, right? Because My Hero has so many characters, beloved characters, and there's a hero for everyone almost. Adding more of that would help incentivize more players, essentially. Now, Season 3 here. Now, Season 3 has some more pro heroes. We haven't got a UR Muscular as well, which is, I guess, could be a choice. We've had the Deku from Season 3. The green Deku, I believe, is from Season 3. And then maybe a Derby. I think the Derby was also introduced as Season 3 Derby. So that's kind of done. I don't think there's anything special in there. And then we have Season 4, which is all the Yakuza stuff. We haven't got the Gentleman character. Technically, I guess if we haven't had Night Eye, which could be a UR. We've already got the Mirio. It wouldn't make sense to add another Mirio. And we've also got the Air Force Deku as well. So I feel there's not much. There's Fat Gum Skinny, I guess, for the UR. We've already had the Red Riot. So they've already mostly covered most of this. And then we also already done the Endeavor. So not much there as well. And then finally, Season 5, which they've already covered most of the stuff. You got Class 1B characters, which, you've already got the Hawks in the game already. We've already got Winter Bakugo. You can have this Dragon Lady, and then maybe a Redestro, a Twice UR. We've already got the Toga URs. So, I've listed some things, but is that enough from May 19th to October? That's what? 5 months away or something like that. Is that enough for 5 months of content? I'm not too sure. If they don't touch manga stuff, I don't know what they're gonna do after the 1 year and the release of Season 6. And then after that, you have to wait from Season 6's finish all the way till Season 7. And then we already know that the My Hero anime or the series is going to end very soon. So then after that, the only thing left is seasonal characters. That's the only thing I can think of to fill up the, in between spots of 1 year and the sixth season. Seasonal characters, summer characters, winter characters, autumn characters, Valentine's characters. It's great, but I don't know if they can do that forever. Dokkan's done it forever though, but the one thing that could save them, and they can start rehashing the same character in the same moment, is doing a plus ultra rarity for them. And I think that's what everything comes down to. If My Hero wants to be a 3-year-old game, they gotta do seasonal characters, they gotta do plus ultra variants of the same characters that they've already introduced, they've gotta do limited characters, they can do limited characters of the same rehashed character. Obviously, there's gotta be a big, you know, difficult, but obviously it's going to have to have a big power spike difference, because there's no point in summoning a limited character of the same version if it's not going to be any different, or it's gonna, yeah, you know. But yeah, that's gonna wrap things up. Let me know what you guys think about the but that's pretty much it, guys. I think I've talked about everything that I wanted to, all the potential things that they could possibly do to give this game as much life as possible. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. That's going to wrap up today's video. Hopefully it wasn't too long. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel with the notification bell on so you don't miss out on the daily content. Check out my social medias linked in the description. With that said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay healthy, stay safe, stay fizzy. Peace out.